I'm Charlie Belcher coming to you from Lakeland today from Ethos Roasters. I love coffee. I work the morning shift, so I drink a lot of coffee. So it's always fun to visit these local coffee makers. And this is not a place you can visit. It's not a coffee shop. This is where they do the roasting, but you can find their coffee at the Lakeland Farmers Market. You can find it at some local coffee shops, and the best place is ethosroasters.com. Let me introduce you to the owners of this business. It is this dynamic duo right here, Jolian and Lisbeth. Lisbeth originally from Guatemala, Jolian originally from Colombia. They met at the University of Florida, go Gators, fell in love. Jolian went on to become a medical doctor. You work at Lakeland Regional Medical? All right, yeah. And then Lisbeth went on to become, she got her PhD. She's a doctor as well. You're looking at two doctors here. Elizabeth got her PhD in food chemistry. How interesting is food chemistry?
Well, it's fascinating. You know, I kind of spent 8 years of my life just studying food chemistry, so I find it fascinating.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, if you like cooking or if you like anything related to food, there's a lot of chemistry that goes into it.
Well, especially when it comes to making coffee. And both of you being from really well-known coffee countries, Colombia and Guatemala, you grew up with a love of coffee. You wanted to make a little business out of it, which is becoming a much bigger business. And you wanted to support the farmers in Guatemala, Colombia, and other coffee growing regions. Support the farmers who are doing it the right way, and you want to help them make life a little better.
Correct. You know, one of the things that we see across the world is that poverty is actually very economically driven. So the reason that people are poor in a lot of the countries is not because they don't work, it's because they get very, very little money for their work. You know, they get basically below subsistence level income, and that's what we're trying to change. So we want people to be able to make a living out of farming coffee. And that's something that, you know, we're super passionate about. We think it's key for the sustainability of coffee over the long term. And I think the small roasters like us that are willing to do things differently, that are willing to kind of like go there and tell them, yes, we'll pay you 3 times market price for your coffee, are the ones that are going to really move things and change things for the better.
You're paying over market price in some instances, which means that those farmers can now buy new equipment and they can invest back into their own farms and make life better. But does that mean your coffee is more expensive?
No, it doesn't mean that. We're actually really, really competitive. If you compare us with other craft roasters in the area, our prices actually start around like $8-9 for an 8-ounce bag. And we have a 16-ounce bag that goes anywhere from like 15 to 20, depending on which origin and which coffee it is. So yeah, it works out to about like 30-35 cents per cup.
Well, and even if you are paying a little bit more, at least you know you're doing it for the right reasons. But not that you say that it's completely competitive. Julian, tell me about your roasting process and how much are you roasting back there?
So what we do is once we get an order, we roast that same day and we keep it the same. So that way we don't have any coffee roasted inventory. So when the coffee gets to the customer, it is freshly roasted coffee.
Oh, nice. So somebody orders online, you're going to roast that order and send it out right then. You don't have some warehouse full of coffee.
Correct. Yeah. And you've seen, you know, like our little warehouse here is full of like green coffee beans. So, you know, that's key to kind of like what makes us different.
Where can people find it? I know they can get it online, ethosroasters.com, but where locally?
So locally, we have Hillcrest Coffee. We have Café Supina in South Lakeland. It's a wonderful. They have kind of like best restaurant. They won best restaurant, and now they have a coffee shop.
A lot of local coffee shops.
Yeah, lots of local coffee shops.
Farmers market.
And then at the farmers market, we're there every Saturday from September to July, 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. And yeah, I think you know, we would love it if people would give us a try. And again, you know, like a cup of coffee that you brew at home. You can make it for less than 50 cents per cup. And if you think about, you know, going through the drive-through and how much money you can spend on a cup of coffee, then, you know.
Good for you. You guys are a great couple, and I love, I'm glad you're having success, and I hope the business keeps going the direction you want it to.
Julian, thank you for being here
today. Of course.
This is a huge deal for us, and we're so grateful because we know that these type of programs, you know, like the championing of small business, something really contribute to not just, you know, us locally, but hopefully, you know, to a better impact and to a better world for us.
Happy to do it. Happy to do it. We love supporting small business in our area. EthosRoasters.com. If you want to buy some coffee or check them out for some more information, there you go. We can also find that link at fox13news.com. In Lakeland, Charlie Belcher, Fox 13 News.